Welcome back to the Resurgence Athletics podcast. This is episode 2. My name is Dr. Ryan Goodell.
I'm Dr. Lucas Noguera.
And today we're talking about mattresses.
All right.
Mattresses for episode 2. I'm probably going to be in the market for a mattress soon. And I know you guys are actively looking.
Yes, we are.
And so let's talk about some of our findings here, because there's a lot of information out there on mattresses.
So where to start?
Yeah, where do we start? Like, we got to talk about brands. We got to talk about
Price points.
There's so much stuff that goes into figuring out what type of mattress you want. It's such an individualized thing too. Now we have the bed in a box, like the direct to you mattresses that they just mail you. And that seems to be like, if you go online and you're searching like best mattresses, whatever, like I feel like a lot of the mattresses that pop up are these direct mail to you, rolled up in a box kind of mattresses, which I think from an economics standpoint, very efficient way to do it. But
Sure.
I really question the integrity of the structure and the support that those types of beds are going to give you. And even if they're going to last that long, I think the lifespan of those beds is probably not great. I mean, what's your take on that?
I'd agree. I feel like you can't have that much structure in such a confined box, right? If you're someone like me who likes a firmer mattress and needs the coil effect or the coils, I don't see how the box ones can give you that.
Right, because there's different materials that they're made out of. We have the latex, the coils, foam, and
Hybrids now.
And all those materials come with different types of heat properties and resistances and firmnesses. I mean, based on what you've been looking at, because you guys have been actively shopping for them, like, what are you guys
3
finding?
weeks now, we've been looking for a mattress, and we still haven't been able to agree on one. I'm a very hot sleeper, so I need something with a very strong cooling effect, which the memory foams, which is what my wife likes, doesn't provide. Those are usually very hot. We've been looking for kind of a hybrid now at this point. Still on the market looking, but very hard decision to make.
Yeah, I think that brings up a good point too. Like, if you sleep in your own bed or if you're sharing a bed with somebody else, two different body types, people sleep at different temperatures. That's temperature regulation is a really important thing, especially when you're sleeping. We're talking about like good sleep, health, and quality. Being able to stay cool, because when people go to sleep at night, our body temperature drops a little bit, which helps us go to sleep. So the materials, heat conducting properties, really important. And they make even beds now that are split into two sides, right?
Yes, and we might have to look at that alternative.
So even like couples out there getting one side of the beds for you and one's for your partner.
Exactly.
And do they make them with different materials on each side?
I believe so.
So you could like have like a latex or like a foam on one side, and
I'm sure the price point then goes up,
right,
skyrocketing. Right. But I'm sure they could accommodate that.
Yeah. And I mean, they even have beds that adjust firmnesses, which Sleep Number's been doing. I think Sleep Number's probably the most well-known that does that. And so you can vary the firmness, but you can't vary the material. The beds in a box, those are an individual firmness. I don't think they come in dual firmnesses on each side. Like if you wanted to split it.
No, I think those are
one
material,
one and done. That's all you get. Yep. So you guys better like the same firmness on each side of the bed. The quality of materials definitely changes, I feel like, in the structural integrity. When you start to go in places like a Mattress Firm or something like that, where they have all the beds laid out and they ship them not rolled up in a box, I feel like the structural integrity of those is way better than the ones that get mailed to you.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, I like to try out my products before I actually go and invest, especially some of these online mattresses. Their price point's pretty up there, you know? So I like going to the Mattress Firm, laying down, trying it out, and seeing how it feels for me to get a better idea versus just buying something online, putting it on the bed, and then not being what I expected it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you get one of those mail-ordered beds and it comes up rolled in a box, what if you don't like it? Like if you want to return it,
how do you get it back into the box?
Right. Like I'm not re-rolling it up and smushing it back in a box because I think those things are like vacuum sealed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they have to like come and pick it up or something. I don't
even know how that works.
I don't know.
I don't want to find out either.
I prefer like individual mattress, and a mattress is one of those things that you spend ideally 8 hours of sleeping at night, right? 6 to 8. So you're gonna spend, let's call it a third of your day in a bed. So very justifiable to, I think, spend a little bit more on that item because you're spending a lot of your life and very important part of your life for health purposes in a bed for recovery, and sleeping is probably one of the most important things we can be doing for our health. So,
and one of the easiest things that we can do.
Yes, very easy. Plus, personally, I like setting sleep records for myself, personal sleep PRs.
What's your sleep PR?
Oh, if you give me the opportunity and I have nothing going on, I can clock in a good 12.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's pretty up there.
Well, I'm not a great sleeper to begin with. Yeah. So, given the opportunity, I feel like I capitalize on it.
12 hours. Wow.
I mean, do you have a sleep PR?
It's definitely not 12 hours, but maybe close to like 10, I would say, but 12.
I would say most days average is probably around like 7, so I could probably increase that a little bit.
Okay.
But you got to track that. Like people have lifting PRs. I think we need to start tracking sleep PRs. Everybody should know their sleep PR.
I'm going to take note of that this week.
Just like be like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I'm setting some sleep PRs. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. We need to promote better sleep health across the board. And mattresses are super important for that. Even at the highest end of mattresses, we were looking at those before.
Yeah.
You familiar with the Hastings mattresses?
I'm not, no.
Well, I didn't know what Hastings was until, I don't know, maybe last year. I saw an article post about like Drake's bed.
Oh, geez.
And they were talking about these Hastings mattresses. Super fancy bed.
How much we talking?
On the low end, we're looking at like 10,000. For a mattress, and then at the nth degree, up at the top, we're looking at around 200,000 for a bed.
I'm not going to say what I'm looking at right now. What my price point is.
I feel like that might be a little excessive.
Just a little.
I think if you're looking, I mean, what is an average bed going for nowadays?
I mean, it varies. It really, like, you can see things from like 800 up to like 5,000-6,000. We're not looking anywhere up to that price point, but most of them, I would say, is like that we're looking at now that provides somewhat of that structure that we're talking about.
Right.
You're definitely looking at the thousands, low.
I mean, how many hours do you spend in a bed per year? That's 365
if you're
times
doing
8. That's 2,920 hours.
Jeez.
So even if you're averaging like $1 an hour that you expect to spend in that bed, that gets you into that 2,000 to 3,000 range.
3,000, yep.
I feel like that's a worthwhile investment to spend in a bed.
I agree.
Because you're spending a lot of time there, and then that's 10 years. What do they say? How often do you have to?
They say for most mattresses, it's every 10 years.
So 10 years. So 10 years, that's 29,200 hours in a bed.
It's a lot of hours.
That's for 10 years. That's theoretically how many hours you should be spending.
And if you're doing 12-hour
well, if you're doing 12 hours a day, that's probably excessive. But 8 hours a day for 10 years, 29,200 hours in bed. Yeah. So if you're making a mattress decision that you're going to spend that much time in it, I feel like that's something so you want to put some thought and effort into, and maybe make the investment for yourself and your back, because they make all sorts of firmnesses now. I know that they have like little lumbar supports built in on some of them, and depending on if you're a stomach, back, or side sleeper, you're probably going to have a preference for different types of firmnesses. Right? Because people who are stomach and back sleepers typically like a more firm mattress. To keep your spine in a relatively more neutral position. There's really no perfect sleep posture, I would say. It's just kind of like sitting and standing posture throughout the day. Like we fidget, we change positions. And we've been preaching that now for a lot in physical therapy. Like there's no ideal posture. It's just avoiding prolonged postures. Those seem to be the most aggravating for people when you can't change position for a long period of time. So finding that mattress that is going to give you some variability or flexibility in your comfort and how you sleep is super important. And I think the people who like side sleeping tend to be more biased towards a softer mattress because there's more contour to the side of your body than there is the front or the back typically.
Less pressure on your joints, so that makes sense, right? You would want that firm. You wouldn't want that firmness. You would want a softer texture.
And what did we see on our research? It said the majority of people are side sleepers.
74% of people are side sleepers.
So that might be some interesting information to collect and data. So comment below if you're a side sleeper, back sleeper, stomach sleeper, everything sleeper. Most people are, I feel like, everything sleepers.
I probably stay in one position for most 10 minutes before I flip over to either my back or my stomach.
I'm tossing and turning all night. Like mostly due to like heat. Like I just gotta flip. You gotta cool the other side of the body and then move on.
Rotate the pillow.
Yeah. Right. I think some of the better brands out there right now, like Stearns and Foster's, been around forever, and I know that they might make the beds for the majority of the hotel chains, the big hotel chains. And then, in your findings, what seem to be some of the more popular ones now?
So some of the popular ones that I'm looking at online, one would be the avocado.
Okay.
That one's pretty popular.
Is it made with avocados?
It's not.
No. It's not? Well, how do they call it an avocado mattress?
I don't know
if there's no avocados
I don't know how
involved?
they came up with the name, but it's kind of catchy. You know, I have an avocado mattress.
Is it shaped like an avocado?
No, it's not.
No?
It's not.
Oh, man.
It does have like a lighter green color to it, so maybe that's why they came up with the name.
The color.
The color of it.
The color of an avocado?
No, it's like a light green, like a very light green.
Okay.
I'm also colorblind, so it might not be green. Still, don't quote me.
Okay, so you got the avocado. What else is out there?
They have
orange,
the
purple,
the purple. Okay. These names are really interesting, but
just name colors. Just keep naming colors.
Those are some of the big ones that we looked at.
Okay.
Casper was one of them.
Casper, yeah.
We liked the Casper. I actually tried it out on one of the malls close by. It was comfortable, but again, it was something that was very soft for me. It was a little too. It didn't give enough support that I would want or envision in my mattress.
Okay, so you guys were leaning more towards what type of bed?
We want like a firm mattress.
What was the brand you guys were looking at?
I can't pronounce it right now, but I'm gonna butcher it. It's Saatva, I believe. Saatva, something like that. Yeah, that's the one that looks the most promising right now. We both did like how it felt, like laying down. The big thing for me is I'm a very light sleeper, so I'll wake up as soon as my wife gets out of the bed. So that's the big thing that we were testing at these mattress firms and all of these places was I was like, okay, let's jump on the bed, pretend like you're going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and let's see if I can feel you getting out of the bed. And this mattress did a good job at, me not actually feling the
you don't want to feel that reverberation through, right? What are those like infomercial commercials?
Yeah.
Infomercial commercials that you see, like the person's jumping on the bed and the wine glass is there. It's like, look, the wine doesn't fall over, so you need something like that.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be like a foam mattress? Because I think foam might have the best force dispersion. So
so that's why what we're looking at is more of that hybrid mattress because of that effect, right? So you'll have that topper that's pretty soft with that memory foam material.
Yeah.
Then you still have the coil effect from the base or the bottom of the mattress. So it's like kind of getting the best of both worlds, and also back to like me being a pretty hot, warm sleeper. You get the coils give you a better cooling effect throughout the night, versus the memory foam is more of that hot kind of mattress. So you get again the best of both worlds on that end as well.
So a lot of information out there about mattresses. I mean, you're getting materials, firmnesses. There's a lot of factors involved. And then coolness. And they even make those chili pads that you can put on top of the mattresses. I think they cycle cool water underneath you, so that can help drop your temperature down.
Yeah.
So, we'll touch back. On your mattress decisions.
Yes. And for those of you, of course, buying a mattress is definitely an investment. And as we're talking about these prices, they are they range quite widely. When I was in college, what I did, I was a broke college kid, didn't have the money to invest in a $3,000 mattress. You can go on Amazon and get like these, just like the toppers, which actually provides a lot of, of at least like the pressure relief, depending on what you're looking for. But if you don't have the money to spend for a full mattress, maybe looking at one of those mattress toppers might be a good idea.
Dorm beds are the worst. And you don't get an option. You just like show up and there's this mattress that you don't know how long it's been there for. And you're like, this dorm room that's not well air conditioned or temperature controlled.
Let's not even get started on that.
And then you got this mattress that has been sitting there since like the 80s, maybe. I think that wraps up for the amount of mattress talk I have for the day. A lot of things go into buying a mattress. I think it's definitely one of those worthwhile investments and something you need to put a lot more thought into because it does bother a lot of people's backs is a huge consideration into that. And sleep is such an important thing for our health. I think it is really important to take that time to invest some energy into learning about mattresses and how to get better sleep quality because it does play such a huge, crucial role in our health. Right?
I think the three big things too, like when do you change your mattress, right? The three big things to be thinking about are one, that 10-year average lifespan that most of these mattresses have.
Right.
Also, if you're waking up in back pain, you might want to consider getting another one. Mm-hmm. Or if your mattress just looks like it sags in and no one's even on it, might be just like some signs that, hey, maybe investing in some kind of either mattress or mattress topper might be ideal or beneficial for, like you said, your health, your sleep health, recovery.
Yeah. I think an interesting point to note too is like if you're gonna have a mattress for 10 years, like our bodies aren't even gonna be the same 10 years from now. Like so many things change over the course of a decade, and how we are today is not how we're gonna be in 10 years. So many things change, and our joints change, our spines change. So having some variability, I think, is super important in a bed. If you can fit that feature in there, something that you can adjust based on how you're feeling for that day. I think that would be one of my big takeaways from picking out a mattress. Like, is there some type of like variability we can have with the mattress? But that concludes episode 2 of the Resurgence Athletics podcast.
All right. Hope you guys learned something about mattresses.
Hope you learned something about mattresses. And today's sponsor is, again, us. Resurgence Physical Therapy. So like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend who could use some education about mattresses and what to consider when buying a mattress. And we'll see you next time.
All right.